What's going on, guys? It's RM Punk here with another episode of the Punk Wrestling Podcast. Today we are going to review AEW Dynamite from Wednesday night. There's a lot to unpack here. It was a good show. There was plenty of action, lots of variety as always with AEW, a bit of everything. We'll get into it. This is the go-home show for Revolution. We've got the exploding barbed wire match on Sunday. Let me know if you want me to live stream my reactions to Revolution. I'll be doing it on Twitch, twitch.tv/Punk Wrestling Podcast. And I will also be on Twitch later this afternoon once this video is dropped. Just playing a few games, having a laugh. So join me there. So let's get into the show, shall we? The night kicks off with the tag team match of Cody and Red Velvet versus Jade Cargill and Shaq, big old Shaquille O'Neal. So, this is quite a fun match. This is how you book a celebrity match. Shaq and Cody started off. They lock up for a show of strength, which obviously Shaq wins. Shaq no-sells some chops from Cody and then hits some strong, nice loud chops onto Cody. The commentary called him Big Shaq Diesel at one point. I was like, okay, fine. Velvet and Jade get in after that. The ladies here for much of the wrestling we'll see in this match. Very much Cody and Shaq are doing little spots here and there, pop the crowd, and the women are putting all the work in. And this was really a showcase of Jade. There was a nice roll through from a top rope crossbody attempt by Jade. She rolls through into a fall away slam, which was nice. At one point, Shaq's knocked off the apron, and Austin Gunn hits him with a chair from behind, but that does nothing. He throws Austin into brings him out, takes out the rest of the Gun Club, starts taking out other people. By the way, this match is not no DQ, but alright. The tables get involved. They set up two tables outside at ringside. We'll see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. There was a very nice insecurity from Velvet. Cody and Shaq back in, and Shaq hits a powerbomb. Cody hits a body slam onto Shaq, and the ladies come back in. Cody breaks up a pin attempt, and then crossbody Shaq off the apron and through the tables. Holy shit, we get a nice table spot. Red Velvet hits a spear for two, but Jade wins with what I'm going to say was like a glam slam. Like I said, for a match with a non-wrestler, this was booked well. There were some nice spots and the women put in the work. After that, Shaq is loaded into an ambulance, and Tony Schiavone needs to get that scoop, wants to try and interview Shaq while he's in the ambulance. So he opens the door up, but there's no one there. How do you lose a guy as big as Shaq? So this is not done with, I'm for sure, and I think on Revolution we'll find out more. Next up, we had a very quick match. Phoenix and Bastard Puck versus John Skyler and someone else who I didn't get his name of, and I don't know him. I do apologise. But he wasn't involved in the match at all. This was a quick squash match. The other guy never even got the ring. There was nothing really to say here. It was a squash match. Phoenix and Puck looked good. They've been booked strong coming into the Tag Team Battle Royale on Sunday. Next up, we had Jericho and MJF having a press conference. I didn't hear the first question, but I believe it was what the tag titles meant to them. Why are they going off tag titles? What does it mean for them? Le Champion hasn't been champion for a year. It's time to get some gold once again. He's a 7-time tag team champ, don't you know? With people's greats like Dwayne Johnson and AEW's own Paul Wight. But none of them are better than MJF. You get an appearance from Conrad Thompson next, and he asks, what's the odds of Sammy being allowed back into the inner circle? They are not happy with that question, and he gets thrown straight out of there. The next question was, why attack Papa Buck? And MJF says he attacked Chris Jericho. It was self-defense, but the outrage is he got backyard blood on my custom-made suit. Strong stuff from MJF, as always. There isn't a line the inner circle won't cross, was the thing. Next up, another old face, Eric Bischoff. So he comes up. Jericho is not amused by the appearance of Eric Bischoff at all, and he asks the conditioner Papa Buck. Let's try that again, shall we, folks? Where does motivating the Young Bucks to come after you rank among your all-time stupid ideas? So Chris Jericho doesn't give a shit. Matt and Nick come out. You know, we knew you'd try and hurt us. You knew you'd try and hurt our friends, but we didn't think you'd go after our father. You've made it personal. No shit. Basically talks up Papa Buck a lot. You know, he's the greatest. He did all the things that your fathers apparently didn't teach you. Bust your ass. Do it yourself. That's what helped create this very company. Without Papa Buck, there would be no AEW because there would be no Young Bucks. And without AEW, MJF would still be unemployed, waiting for a phone call from Rosie O'Donnell. And to Chris Jericho, well, Chris, let's be honest, you'd be curtain jerking tonight at the Performance Center. Without AEW, ooh, he said the thing. Yep, stand up for yourself. Super kick party and a brawl. The Good Brothers come out with tables. They set up 2 tables. Nick does a swanton bomb off the top of the stage, like off top of the tunnel, onto Ortiz for a table, and Matt hits a elbow drop from the stage to Santana for another table, which is ringside, which I didn't see actually getting set up. This was good. It was a good promo. It was impassioned. It was great. Like, yeah. MJF and Jericho are great on the mic. And, you know, Young Bucks did all right here. It was good. Bit of hype for the exploding barbed wire death match. That's the only real thing we'll get from that tonight. There was no match. There was no promo, no real segments for the main event of Revolution, which I thought was odd. But no complaints. It just seemed a bit odd. Next up, we have FTR and Tully Blanchard, who have accompanying them at ringside, JJ Dillon versus Jurassic Express. And yes, you heard that right. Tully Blanchard wrestling and JJ Dillon ringside. If I didn't know better, I'd say this was a tribute to Jim Crockett, rest in peace, who passed away on the 3rd of March. But this match was well before that. It felt very old NWA. Not complaining, but it just did. And after you'd already seen Shaq, Arn Anderson, Eric Bischoff, Sting's on there, Paul White's on there. Very old WCW feeling running through me. So anyway, Jungle Boy was in early. He gets on fire early, hits the snap trap on the outside. They're tapping, but it's on the outside. During this, JJ gives Dax the shoe, which he hits Jungle Boy with to switch the momentum. We get a good shoe spot. Tully teases a suicide dive at one point, which was quite amusing. The padding is removed outside the ringside, and there was a scoop slam onto the concrete, onto Jungle Boy, which was also nice. Tully came in briefly here and there, just do a few kicks, nothing crazy. Jungle Boy is still isolated at this point. Eventually, he gets the knees up when Cash Wheeler tries to go to the top rope. Luchasaurus comes in, clears house. He throws Marco onto Tully at one point, and hits a double German suplex onto FTR. We get a second rope Hurricane Rana into a power slam, which was nice from Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy come back in, but FTR take control back over and hit a suplex frog splash combo, which was nice. Tully hits the old slingshot suplex to Marco's stunt, which was a nice thing, but Luchasaurus hits his tail whip on Tully. I'm not watching No Rosbard, honest. Someone in a mask takes out Jungle Boy and hits Luchasaurus with something. A spike pile driver, and Tully pins Luchasaurus for the win. Under the mask, ladies and gentlemen, it's Shawn Spears. The 4 of them in the ring. The commentary team hope up that there's 4 of them there, and you've got JJ as well. And then Arn Anderson comes out, looks at everyone, 2 and 2, and then throws up the 4. And Tully and JJ also throw up the 4. So 4 Horsemen vibes. But Tony does an interview and he brings out no more BS. It's Paul Wight. And he says, raise your hand if you saw this turn coming. And Tony, you know me since I had long hair and a bright future. Nice little line. He hypes Elevation up a little bit, the new show that's coming to AEW. He's happy to be here, but he's got a big scoop for you. The biggest scoop ever. This Sunday, AEW is going to hire, put in contract, a Hall of Fame worthy talent. A huge surprise and a huge asset for AEW. It's not who you think it is. Who could it be? So, speculation time. I thought about doing a whole video on this, but I'm not going to. A couple of names. Obviously, CM Punk is the one that comes to mind straight away, but it's not who you think it is. And Punk's outright denied it, as he would anyway. RVD, I've heard touted a lot. Getting the old WCW vibes. Scott Steiner. Or it could be someone younger who is just worthy of having a Hall of Fame career, like Thea Trinidad. You know, it's not necessarily someone old, but that's where you're feeling. Kurt Angle, but he is already in the Hall of Fame. It's not going to be Goldberg. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Next up, we have the Eliminator final for the women's tournament. It's Nyla Rose versus Ryo Mizunami. I'll try and get this pronounced right, but we'll see. This is two strong women here. There was a series of chops from Ryo at one point, very fast, but didn't really, like, I felt this in the match. Ryo was pulling her punches. Like, I know obviously you're meant to pull your punches, it's wrestling, but like, from Japanese style, you expect it to feel a little bit stiffer, and the chops were like, you didn't feel it. It was fun, and there was lots of dancing going on as well, but like, I think the strikes could have been crisper. However, it was still a very good match. There was a nice boot from Nyla and a like front flip. Vicky hits the scream in the face, which is the most devastating move I've seen this evening. Forget the table spots. I'd rather take a table than having Vicky Guerrero scream in my face. I don't know about you. There was quite a long time on the outside during this. Again, I've said this before. Do the refs know how to count to 10 in AEW? There was some fight backs from Ryo, but can't lift Nyla when she goes for a suplex. Nyla misses a top rope swanton. Ryo spears near Nyla out of the ring, hits the guillotine leg drop on the apron, which is how she, and then she's looking for a countdown, which is how she won against Isa Khan in the prelims. Again, but that ref gets a slow 9 on that one. Didn't quite make it to 10. Lots of strikes here. Death Rally Driver gets 2 for Nyla. In the end, I'm going to stop doing play-by-play here. Ryo cuts the spear, a German suplex, a spear, and hits the leg drop for free. And she'll be facing Shida on Sunday, is Ryo Mizunami. Shida presents the trophy to Ryo. They shake hands, trade blows while still shaking hands. So they're shaking hands and then boom, boom, and they're fighting while still holding hands, which was nice. It was a very good match. Like I said, I some bits took it away from me a little bit. I think the strikes could have been better, like I said, but it was still a very good match. I can't argue with that one. Next up, we've got Tony Schiavone interviewing Sting once again. I think we have this every week. And Tony says that Sting's never looked better. Now, he looks good. He's in great shape, and I will say again after he looked great here. I wouldn't say better than ever, but, you know, he looked good. Sting says he wasn't ready until Cage put him through that table. Now the rust has all been knocked off of him and he's ready for a street fight. Ricky Starks comes out and basically sort of backtracks a little bit and says, he saw you tear it up last week and, you know, you still got it. There's still fire from you, but you are no icon. And slaps Sting. Sting doesn't like that. Hits a few punches, a Stinger Splash and a Scorpion Deathlock. Team Taz come out to break all this up. Looks like Cage is going to powerbomb Sting again, but out comes Darby. They then team up. Stinger Splash on Cage and a missile dropkick, and Team Taz Scarpa. Like I said, I'll be honest, Sting did look good here. There was a nice pace in his step. Looked good, looked healthy, looked happy. If he can go, then I'm all for it. And he's not in the main event, which is where WWE go wrong so often with legends, is they put them in the main event when, you know, they can. they can be an asset to the show without being the show. And I think that's what they're doing right. Next up, we get Dark Order's number 10 versus wannabe rapper Max Caster. This Max Caster's thing is not working for me. I've said it. If you like it, great. I didn't. This was a qualifier for the ladder match on Sunday. Scorpio Sky was on commentary for this, which was the highlight of the match for me. At one point, Sky said they should be putting the camera on them instead of the match, which it may well have in the early portions. Later on, 10 hits a nice spine buster and a through the apron spear for 2. Caster hits a brain buster but misses a top rope elbow drop. 10 hits a power bomb, but Caster gets a foot on the rope. And then Jack Evans comes out of nowhere and hits 10 with a boombox, and Caster wins and is into the ladder match at Revolution. Post-match, Matt Hardy comes out and he's got a yellow envelope written on it, $4,200 for Jack Evans. So he's paying off Jack Evans to do that because he wants the Dark Order gone. Fine. Yep. Like I said, the match wasn't anything special. Didn't hype me up. Scorpio Sky was the highlight there, and he wasn't in the ring. There was a quick promo from Miro. He's not playing games anymore. Sunday, it's game over. Next up, we get Matt Hardy and Mark Quinn versus Hangman Page and Johnny Hunger himself, John Silver. And this is the main event of the evening. So you got a go-home show, and the main event is a tag team match. 2 people who aren't in the pay-per-view with 2 people who are in the pay-per-view. At one point, Johnny Hungy and Page inadvertently hug, which is quite funny. Page is on top whenever he's in the ring here. He wants to get his hands on Matt Hardy, but Hardy's not having any of it. There was a massive double back dolly drop onto Quinn at one point, which was lovely. Hardy hits a side effect onto Silver at one point on the apron, which was nice. Silver hits sliced bread to get a hot tag. There was a nice spine buster onto Quinn. Page, again, still wants Hardy. He keeps trying. He hits a fall away slam onto Quinn and just dives onto Hardy outside. Hits the Death Valley driver. It looks like Quinn is completely done for, and Page rolls Quinn towards Matt Hardy to come on, let's go. But Hardy doesn't make the tag. So Page goes back for Quinn, but Quinn fights back for a little bit. Now Hardy wants a tag. Looks like Page is finally going to get his hands on Hardy properly, and then Silver tags himself in. He hits a brainbuster to Hardy, which was nice, and it ends with a nice double team onto Quinn and the Buckshot Lariat. After the match, Hardy attacks Page, says this is all a plan, you're now 6-0, I'll make more money. Dark Order come out, and then the rest of the roster fighting. -1's on stage. Pac and Phoenix get their own entrance music for the brawl with everyone. Again, they are definitely the favourites for the tag team battle royale in my mind, and they made it so. So is that them working me? Maybe. Hardy ran away during this. So Sunday. So I'll do a quick preview of Sunday, what I'm feeling, how I feel about it, and let me know what you think. We get a pre-show match, Rio and Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker and Rebel. I think Rio and Thunder Rosa will win this one. I'm not overly hyped with it, but yeah, this should be a good match. The Casino Tag Team Royal, I am going to pick Bastard Pac and Phoenix in this one, just because I can't go against the Bastard. We have Miro and Kip versus Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor for me on this one. Should be a good match. Shida versus Mizunami. I'm going to pick Shida in this one. They've done well with the tournament to hype up the women's division a bit. Now they just need to build some stories in the main part of it for Shida, really. Shida should win here. I could see Jade maybe coming up in the near future and getting that title, because she looked really good today. Following that, we've got the Face of the Revolution ladder match, which is Cody, Scorpio Sky, Penta Zero, Lance Archer, Custer, and to be announced. So I'm going to say that the surprise entrance will be Shaq here. and he will take out Cody to further their story, but neither of them will win. I can see a couple different options here, but I'm going to go with Lance Archer. He's nearer the main event at this moment in time. I think that there could be a story there going on. So that's who I'm going to go for. But I wouldn't be unhappy if Penta won or Scorpio Sky. I can't see Max Custer winning. And like I said, it depends who the to be announced is. If it is Shaq, he won't win. I don't think Cody's going to win it, because either way, Shaq is going to take out Cody. So yeah, let me know. Next up, we've got Adam Page versus Matt Hardy, and this is a big money match. The winner gets the earnings for the year of the loser. So I'm going to go with Hardy here. Don't really see the big money gimmick ending quite yet, and I think Page could do with a little bit more hard luck. Like, I know he's had a really tough 2020, but I think the Page having shit luck will work, and maybe Dark Order can take him in and look after him when he's not earning any money. We'll wait and see. We'll see how we go. And we've got AEW Tag Team title match, Bucks versus MJF and Jericho. The Bucks are winning here with interference from Sam Guevara. That's how I feel. Simple. Sting and Darby Allin versus Cage and Starks in a street fight. Sting is not going to lose in his first proper match in AEW, so it's Sting and Darby for the win here. And in the main event, in an exploding barbed wire death match, you have Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley. I am looking forward to this match to no end. I do not know what to expect. I think Kenny will retain his title one way or another here, but I'm looking forward to this one, and I hope you are too. So I hope you enjoyed my review of AEW. It was good. It was a fun show. It was a lot of variety. And there's something for everyone with AEW. I suppose that's how to put it, because there were bits I don't like in this. I think they used too many of the older people. Like, it felt too WCW in places. You know, you had Eric Bischoff, you had Tully Blanchard, you've got Arn Anderson, you got JJ Dillon, you've got Paul White, Tony Schiavone. So sometimes it feels a bit old WCW, but at the same time, the best wrestling in wrestling is in AEW at the moment as well. So, you know, you take the good and you take the bad. That's how I feel. Hope you have a good day. I will be going live on Twitch after this drops, so I will see you there. Peace, love, like, subscribe. Good night.